Okay, now, to apply the metallic pigments to these body feathers, what I'm going to do first is apply my underpainting. And if I was just using one solid color, I'd just call it a base coat, but this is actual underpainting, because what I'm going to do here is, like on these large feathers, I'm hitting the tip of the feather with black paint, because I want those colors just a little stronger. And I'm using Reaper Pure Black, and then I come over and I have Reaper Mahogany for my brown, and so I mix the brown, and basically what I'm doing is just underpainting the color and pattern that I want for these feathers, and I will complete the entire body this way. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and finish this, because this is going to be watching paint dry, and that gets rather boring, and I will be back shortly. Okay, you can see here that I've got the underpainting done on the griffin, both sides, and basically black at the tips, and brown on the body of the feather for the most part. Kind of varied it up, changed it, give it a little variation. We're going to use the Pearl X Duo Blue Green. Now, this pigment looks, depending on the angle you view it from, it looks blue or it'll look green, so it gives a really nice effect. I'm also using my flat chisel color shaper, the mini, to apply, and I'm going to see if we can line this up correctly and show you how I do this. Basically, I put the color shaper into the pigment, and then I tap off any excess so it doesn't go everywhere. And then I sit here and slowly and carefully apply the pigment. Now you can see this is a lot more time consuming than applying regular pigments to a body, but that's because we're dealing with detail. And this color shaper is only so big. When it starts to run out on one side, I just flip it over. And so it's going to take a little bit longer for me to do this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish these larger feathers for you. Then I'm going to go in and go ahead and complete applying just the Duo Blue-Green color. And once that's done, we'll come back to the video. Okay, before I get too much farther here, I wanted to demonstrate something. I'm only applying the blue-green color to the large feathers on the legs, and then a spot application on the smaller feathers on the body. The chisel color shaper is a lot more effective in covering large areas quickly and easily, and it's perfect for these small feathers. I'm also going to use this antique copper color for the brown. Basically, I'm mimicking the underpainting I did, only instead of using black, I'm using the Duo Blue-Green. So, as soon as I get that done, we'll be back in a minute. Now, you've seen me handle the griffin's body a lot. Now that I've got sealer on it, I can handle it without worrying about damage to the finish. But you still got to be careful, and I've been getting pigments on my hands, and I don't want to grind those pigments into the body. So I'm going to pick it up. Usually a lot of times I'll handle it with a paper towel, a Kleenex, notebook paper, different stuff like that. Notebook paper is really good if the heat of your hand is transferring to the miniature and stuff is getting sticky. Kleenex can leave little fuzzies behind and they're murder to get out. But because this one's sealed, I'm going to go ahead and use a Kleenex here because I don't want to rub in extra pigment on his body. Okay, as you can see, I've applied the brown, and in many places I've come across and also merged the brown, the antique copper, with the duo blue-green just to give us a nice variation of feathers. Now what I'm going to do is seal this with dull coat. Dull coat, you ask? Why, yes. I have found through testing that I can get about 3 layers of dull coat application before it completely knocks down the metallic shine. It will mute it, and in this case, when we first put the pigments on, we want it muted. This is a little too much. But after that, you can do it 2 more times, and that'll pretty much knock down your metallic shine. You can get it back though. What I want to show you here is on these wings. Remember I told you we'd talk about the shine later. You move Griffin out of the way. Here we have a bright shine. Here we don't. Here it's more flat. Okay, this is with dull coat only on the back. You can see we've almost completely lost the metallic shine. And that's what was happening. So on the inside here, what I did is I took gloss brush-on varnish that I had handy, and I mixed it, and then I'm sorry, I didn't mix this one. I just brushed it on over the dull coat. That brought the shine right back. I mean, immediately. So when if you get enough layers on there that your dull coat is killing your shine, hit it with gloss. Basically, this is also a trick I know many painters use for tabletops. The miniatures that are going to be gamed with heavily, they'll hit the miniature with gloss coat and then hit it with dull coat to take down the shine. The gloss coat actually protects better than the dull coat does, but the dull coat would take down the shine. So you can use it both ways. I mean, I used the gloss coat to bring the shine back, or you can use the dull coat to take it away. Anyways, I'm going to go seal the bird, and we'll be back shortly. And we are back. Okay, the pigments have now been sealed, and as you can see, it is a very different look from what we had just had before with the pigments unsealed. They're a lot smoother. They don't look as quite as garish and as gaudy. The dull coat toned them down very nicely. They are much more even and more natural looking. Now, the next step I'm going to show you is how to actually start shading and to get depth within the feathers.